Whoops. Hello. I immediately started by smacking my camera. Whoops. Still a little wobbly. Alright, that's better. Okay. Hi, welcome to the stream. Let me grab some brushes. Out. And we're doing Tom Bombadil. So, alright. I probably don't need all these brushes, actually. Give me 1 second to get some of my stuff together. Alright. So, back to light. Hey, cat. Alright. Welcome to the stream. I think doing a Friday night painting thing will probably be a weekly thing. It's really great for getting like heroes and special characters out of the way. We're doing like figuring out one way to paint a the heck is the word for them? You know, the generic warrior guys. That, just regular warriors. Getting them figured out. Batch painting them is not for a stream. That's awful. And I hate it. But anyways, last week we did the barrow wights. So to combat the barrow wights, I've got a Tom Bombadil that I have sat on for 20 years. Where's that magnifying glass? There it is. But I got him primed up. I think I'll be able to do his base on stream tonight, as long as I do certain steps during the painting. Yeah, Tom Bombadil. Oh, you're pretty close on him. Yeah, as long as I can get like the mud and stuff done while he's still waiting on other steps. Because when I tried it with the some of the Uruks, it was taking forever, so I just did them later. But so we can get started. I got the wet palette, mostly wet. Yeah, that's fine. If not, I'll just splash a little water onto it. That'll be fine. But let's figure out how I want to paint this guy. Obviously, jacket blue, boots yellow. It's just the model list I have, but there's always little bits like his hat or that feather, plus whatever the tunic he's wearing underneath. Move my model list around. Ooh, hold on, I might have a cat hair in my mouse. No, it's fine. Where does he? Tom Bombadil, there we go. Yeah, I think the official model has him with like brown tunic, but that's kind of boring. Red hat, brown tunic. Yeah, it looks all right. Let's see. That doesn't look too bad. So his hat. I'll do Tuskor fur. Tunic. Why do I want to do that tunic? Maybe Gorthor brown. And again, I do kind of want it to stand out from his beard. Yeah, he'll be fine. He'll be fine. Chin. Canadian for his face. Let's do, what's this? Sunburst yellow? Aberland sunset for the boots. And the blue for his jacket. I like the kind of brighter blue in the official model. So let's go with Calidor Sky. That's fine. And then his pants. Do dark gray for the pants. Mission gray. We'll do a black wash over the pants. All right. So where do I want to start with them? I guess the pants. I immediately grabbed the wrong paint. Garbage brush out here. I don't need much for the pants. In fact, I don't think I'm even gonna mix any on the palette. Aw, cat, did you wait till the stream started to poop? Thanks, buddy. It's like they can sense it. It's about to occur. Little gremlins. Yeah, pants are real quick. It's just like the two parts of his thighs right there. Just the absolute territory. All right, well, that's done. Pants are done. Or at least the bases. Oh, that was Muffin. Oh, that was Muffin. That was Muffin who just used the litter box.
What?
Muffin.
Oh.
He's litter box. He's a poop baby. He wipes his ass on the carpet. It's fucking terrible. He's a horrible cat. I love him very much. All right. Yellow boots. Everland Sunset. I just hear them sprinting around, messing stuff up. This is looks like a paint I already thinned in the pot. So I'm also not going to use that on the wet palette. But let's get his boots. This might take like 3 coats. Tom Bombadil's such a weird character. I guess he was actually like a doll his kids had that they named Tom Bombadil, and he just threw it into the books like as an Easter egg for his kids. At least that's what I've heard. I can't confirm that. I feel like if that was actually confirmed, it would be more common knowledge. Then again, who knows? People ignore common knowledge all the time. Can't tell yet. I think I'm getting wimps from time to time. Cats. I love the little gremlins, but they're horrible. They spend the last week fighting, just constantly fighting. Waking us up in the middle of the night, screaming and yelling at each other. And it's like, what? Why? Why? You have no territory to fight over. All of your needs are met. You just have to worry about pooping in a box. That's it. There's more cat beds than cats. You don't need to kick each other out. But that's the little gremlins. Where the hell is my mouse? There's my mouse. Uh-oh. It looks like the video's lagging. Shit. Oh, I know what's going on. 1 second. This might be it. All right, give me 1 second. I gotta fix this. I think it's working again. It's still pretty choppy. Yeah, it's... What the hell is going on? Yeah, VTube Studio's running real slow too. Well, I guess we'll see if it picks up, but the frame rate still looks really low. It could also be the iPad. If I reload. Does that kind of catch up? A little bit. I'm not buying a high-end computer. I don't have the technical know-how for that shit. Top of his boots. Man, this is getting really laggy. What the hell's causing it? It was running fine the other day when I was doing the barrel weights. So here, 1 second. Let me ask Dr. Wife. Not you, Muffin. Can you go on Twitch? Find my channel and just watch it and see if it's lagging or not. I don't know. It could be my computer. It could be the iPad. I don't know. Just go to Twitch and just search for my name and you'll find me. All right, let's back to the boots. Back to the boots. All right. All right. Right. Let's get those boots painted. Is the frame rate still really bad? Shit. Okay. Yeah, it's really choppy. All right, let me finish the boots and I'll see what I can get done. The top edge of the boot. Alright, well, at least his boots are yellow for now. Alright, I'm going to restart my computer, and I'll see how all of this goes once I do that, because everything is so laggy, so let's see if that'll fix it. So, I'll be back in like 5 minutes. Alright, I think it's good. It's almost got the tracking back. There it goes. Alright, cool. We're good. Alright. Close out. Alright, so pants black, boots yellow. Let's do his tunic next. Yeah, I'm glad it wasn't VTube Studio slowing it down. I think that happened before, and it just kind of lagged at the point I had to switch to Theado. Alright. So for the coat, I'm going to do it Gorthor brown. Or not his coat, just the tunic part. Get most of it off from the brush. Actually, you know what? I think just what was left on the brush, I think I just finished this jacket. Yeah, base coat on the jacket, done. I don't need any of that. Whoops. Alright. Garbage brush. My stuff slid over. Don't mind a little motion sickness. Alright. Let's get up under the edge of his coat, or his tunic. I'm going to keep calling it his coat. Not a big deal. Alright. And hit my little camera again. With my face. Couple of details here and there. Gap up there next to his beard. Some little cracks and recesses. Tom Bombadil's ass crack. Looks like his sleeves are showing through. Get a little bit in there around his wrists. That's good for first coat. It's one drop. Ooh, there is a little tiny fleck of metal flash there. It's amazing how much of it turns up after you prime it. Well, that's probably just because it's kind of hard to see on the metallic, the bare metal. Right, that is his tunic. Let me clip that tiny little metal bit. Almost made it worse. It'll be fine. No one will notice except for me. Belt. Big dude's got a big belt. Make it a black leather just so it stands out from his tunic. I'll do that by doing the eshin and then just washing it with the Nuln oil. Yeah, cover the belt. Skin time. For that, I'm going to use Cadian Flesh Tone to start with. I think some of these blobs in here were Cadian Flesh Tone, but I don't know how they've mixed and separated, so I'm not going to mess with them. They look kind of like old mac and cheese. The wet palette's great, but I haven't really been using it too much when I do individual guys. But then again, I'm also doing like a lot of just little small spots on him so far. Boots, thin bit of pants, just one shirt. I'll put him in the thing, that holder thing. I wonder what was slowing down the computer. So it's not like anything. It's not like I had a bunch of stuff running in the background. I only had a couple things and I closed them. Technology scares me. Right. That's his hands. Let's get some on his face. I can be real rough with it because it's the only thing around. I don't know if I want to paint his eyes because he's got that hat brim so close. Maybe just like the impression of eyes closed and like a big happy scrunched face smile works for him. It's Tom Bombadil after all. It does kind of look like his eyes are visible. As well as a thumb. Let's do a second coat on his hands. Yeah, it's good. So when I'm streaming, Dr. Wife is behind me playing Minecraft, and she's got a whole army of cats, and I hear them, and I always want to ask our cats what's wrong. Like, man, what, buddy? What? Cat council, she calls it. It's not like she's trying to get one of every color. She's just trying to get all the cats. Anytime she comes across one, she gets it. She picks it up, adds it to the council. All right, I think the skin is good. Base coat for skin. So now let's do his jacket. No, his beard. We'll do his beard. I'm going to start with Catachan flesh for the beard.
It stings you in Minecraft. Does it kill the bee?
It does not kill the bee. Alright, beard time. He's got quite a lot of beard. At least a decent. Drinking already, hun?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Crisp seltzer water. Bit there, yeah. All right, there we go. Handle the front. Let's get up under the sides. Probably have to redo little spots of that here because of it's so close to his coat. Some of the primer's still showing through too. Oh, right, I'm about to coat over with the coat. I can just, oh, hello. There's some fuzzies on it. Here. I think this is from the garage where I sprayed them. Oh shit, look at that. Another one of the little metal flash pieces right next to his sleeve. Let's try and peel that off real quick. Frame rate's still a little low, but it's not terrible. Alright, I just managed to pluck that off. Alright. Back to his hair. Use garbage brush. I don't want to mess up my tip. I don't know what garbage brushes bristles are made out of. But they're like, it's the only one that I use like the most without the brush tips curling. Been around his hat. All right, that's good. What color should I do the feather? I might do it a red color, just to get like 3 primary colors mixed in on them. Some corn red for the feather, but let's do. Oops. Elbowed my super glue. So let's do hat, which I'm gonna base with Tuscarora fur. I'll use that to highlight it too after I do the washes. Plus the red feather will match the reddish hat. The red hat kind of makes him look like a giant garden gnome. That's it. That's what Tom Bombadil was. Giant garden gnome. Mystery solved. And working right out of the pot. Doesn't leave me with the smoothest paints, but spread it around enough and it smooths out fine. Right. Second coat for the hat. Oops, missed a couple spots. It's fine. It's a dark, shady spot. It'll just look darker and shadier. Brim and around the feather. All right. That covers the base for the hat. Let's get the base for the feather. Right. And we're using corn red to base the feather. The feather has so many ridges on it, it's going to be a pain in the ass to do later. So we need like small, fine ridges, that's why. Excuse me, to get like the feather texture to show through. This weird 3D shape to it. Ooh, another little bit of metal flash right there. Snap. Oops, got some red on his jacket. That's it. Time to do the whole jacket red. Screw the cannon. Hi. How's Minecraft going? Heard a lot of phantoms after you.
I tried to do some terrascaping.
Right, that kind of covers the feather. This edge could use a little more. Right. Just one thing left, and that's the jacket. Yeah, we're gonna start with Calidor Sky. I hope when I put the wash on it, it'll darken it enough that it's not. Sometimes they wind up like really shiny. Calidor Sky. Clean off the garbage brush by doing a big swap on his back. The brush I've got is a little small, so let me grab size up. Isn't much bigger, but At this scale, it isn't much bigger. It is still much bigger. This brush curled like immediately.
Supposed to stay.
Does it have like a chewed up peg or something?
That's sweet.
I could still be using the larger brush. It's still a little tedious and slow. Just a little thick there. Can I get in there without getting any on the tunic? I think I can. Nice. It actually worked. Get that up in his sleeve. I can still see some exposed metal from where the primer couldn't get to. Jack Black should play Tom Bombadil. All right, let me get the second coat on this half. Another little tiny bit of metal flash. Well. I'll count that as a drop. That's 2 drops. Alright. Got the metal flash, but also scraped off some paint. So let's just put a blob on that. Some paint up in there again. Oops. Got his sleeve. Get a wet brush on that. So we can scrub it off. Yeah, that was pretty good. I'll probably end up covering it with the highlight coat anyways. I don't know what that is. It could be more metal flash, but at this point I found so many little bits here and there. I'm like, whatever, screw it. Don't care. All right, that's half the jacket.
Damn it.
Han, did you get blown up by a creeper?
No.
Oh. Well, that's
It
good.
blow up exactly what I just worked on.
What are you making right now?
I was doing some sculpting of the landscape
Mm.
to try to, like, behind the castle.
Mm-hmm.
Blew up what I just did.
Ah. Bastard ass creepers. Just a little bit of his coat right between his legs on his boots. I think I got some blue on his boots, but it's in such a hard to see spot, I don't know if it would even be noticeable. Like, unless you were picking up my model and trying to scrutinize every little bit of it, which nobody would do that. I have to learn to like focus on one spot and finish it before I start hopping around to every next little dip and divot on a model.
Oh. Damn it!
Oh, again?
Right in the same spot.
Do you know where they're spawning from?
No. Different directions.
What time of day is it?
It's night.
Oh, okay.
And I just fixed the other one. Yes.
Creeper's gonna creep, hun.
Push it away.
Keep whipping Tom back and forth. A ding. What was the ding? That was a new sound to me. Hmm. Almost done with the first coat on this half of his jacket. There, right around without painting over his sleeve again. Coat 2. The coat. I don't think my palette's quite wet enough. Oh, look at that. I went and got a sleeve again. Alright, I'm going to touch up both his sleeves after. Both the tunic sleeves. I've managed to dot the blue. I did them first because I figured because they're inside the jacket, I'd be hitting them more, but I'd be more likely to accidentally hit those spots, but apparently it's the other way around. I think that jacket is good. Now I got a little up next to the beard. All right, now it's good. All right, so let me fix those sleeves. I looked out. The paint was already out. And just a little touch. We'll do lead belcher in this belt so we can highlight it with a storm host. Just a teensy tiny little. Ooh, I forgot to mix it. Metallic paints look like absolute garbage if they're not mixed. A little on the belt, so. Oof. That lead belcher is really. The lid to that cap is really jammed up with old paint, so let's clear that real quick. That coat dries a little bit more, so there's a lot in there. This is always so satisfying to get like a good chunk and pull it out. There it goes. It's quite a chunk. That seals much better now.
Oh,
Yep. Paint's not enough. All right, cool. All right, little tiny dot for the belt. All right, so that covers all of the base coats. Let me take a look at his eyes real quick before we do the washes. I want to do the eyes after the wash. If you look, he's kind of got eyes. How? All right, let me see. It's so hard because the camera's backwards and also okay. He's kind of got eyes. Let's cross some T's and dot some I's. Cross the T's and dot the lowercase j's. Oop, there goes the cap. All right, let's mess up his face. was kind of scary. That one was much larger, goofier looking, so whoops. We can fix that, maybe. Ooh, look at that, I just spread it more. Alright. That's okay. Let's... Stop. Stop, stop, stop. Just take the cap off and it starts coming out. Let's give it a little itty bitty tiny blue dot. They actually kind of line up. The one eye is bigger and googlier than the other one, but we can fix that real quick. Just a teensy bit of the Canadian flesh. Basically just going to run a little bit of it on the edge of the eye. The part of his nose I accidentally touched with it too. It actually doesn't look too terrible. But like just a regular guy with a face as opposed to like in a helmet. Oops. That messed up the tip. There we go. Just a little teensy tiny bit. Perfect. That actually looks fantastic. And now I'm going to ruin it by putting a wash over it, and it's going to seep in and darken and cover it up. All according to plan. All according to Keikaiku. Flip them over. There he goes. Nice. Nice. I did a decent face. Alright, wash brush. This guy's gonna get a whole bunch of washes. The washes take the longest, I think, to dry. So getting them out of the way, and then I'll scrape the base mud all over it. Alright, let's see. The boots. I have not used the Casandora Yellow. That's what it's called. Casandora Yellow yet, but I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm going to use the Reekland Flesh Shade on the boots and face. Hey, buddy, what's up? What's up, poop face? Hi. Why are you screaming? Meow, meow. Oh, you're throwing stuff on the ground. That's your brother's medicine, you asshole. Gremlins. All of them. Horrible, horrible shitbag gremlins. I love them. Alright, so let's make the boots. Yeah, buddy. Do you need to be beaten with a shovel? He loves to be beaten with a shovel. What a gremlin. They don't like when we don't give them attention, but when we go to give them attention, they just like, no. Leave me alone. Buddy, you want to play? It's like, no. I brought you this toy, but don't touch it. Such gremlins. Dr. Wife is taking care of them. Hi, Goldbar. Mwah. What a goob-ass goober man. The characters such dorks. I love them so much. Alright, let's put a little on his face. I'm going to try to not splop it all over his eyes. It's not enough on the brush. There we go. Mouth, nose, bridge of the nose, side of the cheeks. His hand. Okay. Alright, that works. Rakeland Flesh Shade for the boots and skin. Null Oil for the belt and pants. The beard, help darken the beard a bit. I want the beard to darken in a different tone than his tunic. I can hear my wife's Minecraft chickens going in the background. All like 500 of them. She can't bring herself to harvest any of the animals, so that's my job. Honey, we've got 200 cows in this little pasture. It's like, alright, let me get the crossbow. Don't mind me just bonking the camera. Always bonking that camera. Alright. So that's the Null Oil on the beard and pants. I want to darken the feather with the Carbro Crimson, but I don't know if I want to do the hat that way too. I might. I think it'll be fine. As long as like their main highlight is a different color. Because the corn red and whatever, the Tuskor fur or whatever I used for the hat don't stand out too much. Like up against each other. Right. Get my side in there. That'll cover that. Alright, hat. Yeah, it does really darken the hat up a lot with the crimson. Not like it's a bright red, it's almost brown, it's so dark. Really does up the contrast on the hat pretty well. Can I get underneath without hitting him in the eyes? Maybe. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe I shouldn't do this, but it's too late now. I already got halfway through it. Can't turn back. All right. All right, that's the Carbro Crimson. Let's do the Agrax Earthshade for his tunic. we got the sleeves. Tucked in there, right? I accidentally got the sleeve with one of the other earlier, but that's fine. And some of that tucked in there so it darkens the sleeve. There. Some side swipes over the curves here. Alright, that takes care of the tunic. Last but not least, the difference between these. That's the purple, isn't it? No. Okay, let me see how these look on the palette. So here's the Terran blue, which is just a little bit violet for what I think, but it also seems lighter, so I don't think it'll dark as much. The other one is the Drakenhof Nightshade. That one I think is a lot darker. I think that's what I used. Okay, that's more of a dull grayish blue, and this is Tom Bombadil, so let's go with the much brighter Terran blue. That ought to just kind of darken the recesses enough without really muting any of the other colors. The contrary, it seems to have made his jacket brighter. Yeah, it's alright. It's almost like the color of a ballpoint pen ink. Yeah, it's actually a little... I probably actually should have gone with the Drakendorf. Yeah, it's a little bright. It doesn't really darken it, it just changes like... It just adds like a second shade of blue in the middle. That's fine. It's all good. He's a magic fellow, that Tom Bombadil. Ooh, that does darken. It's kind of hard to get a before and after with this shade. Yeah, that was a little light and purple, but so let's see where he's at now. You can kind of see what I mean. It's kind of almost a purpley violet color. It doesn't really make the physical texture of the jacket stand out. It just kind of made the whole thing shiny and purplish. Slight purple hue. Not a major upset. Alright, but that stuff takes a while to dry, so let's do base. I'm going to use the technical paint Armageddon Dust on the base, because it makes a nice sandy texture, but then if I use the Agrax Earthshade over it, it looks more like a medium dirt. But that also takes a while to dry. And I want to see if I can get his whole base done in the stream too. But having to wait for a layer of this to dry right at the end is just too much. Learned that the hard way with the Urks I did the other day. Didn't want to leave anybody sitting for like 30 minutes just watching, literally watching paint dry. Let's get some there now. We wait for the inks to set. So many more colors of paint now than when I was a kid. Instead of the washes, they had called them inks. They were all kind of glossy. Like you'd put them on your Urks and they'd look better, but they'd also look sweaty or oily if they were looking at like leather. Which you do oil leather to keep it waterproof, but like greasy, grimy kind of. I've bought a lot of the secondhand minis from people, and a lot of them they're older and they've been painted with it. So even like Rangers and stuff that needed like a green wash to get the cloaks shaded, still look wet and greasy, but green. So it's more like they're covered in slime. Alright. And hopefully with the model handle here, I don't stick my hand in it constantly. This is another one I think I gotta use that hook to... Yeah. Another cap that's all clogged with crap. This dries a little chunkier though. So I don't know if it's going to come out a nice, long, easy to pull thing like last time. Yeah, this is chunking up. I don't know if I'm going to pull it out actually. Like broken into such fine sandy bits. Fuck you. Alright, so, oops, I'm dropping paintbrushes and tools. That didn't really improve my cup. It's almost worse now. Instead of having like a nice big blob in it that was like even, now it's got all these little chunks. I don't know if it'll seal right. Yeah, this will do. That works. I was worried for nothing. Clear that off. All right. Highlight his boots with Ungor flesh. It almost seems like it might be too light, but let's see if the boots dry yet. There, it's dry. Jacket's not dry yet. I almost made droplets on the jacket. So let me spread those out a bit. That worked on all of them except that last one. Yeah, okay. All right, smaller brush. Let's... Yeah, the boots look kind of good. Oh, hey buddy, you got a toy? Hi buddy. If I greet you first, you don't scream. Would you like to scream? He likes to scream. We only need a little bit on the palette. Alright, so this is the Ungor flesh. If it doesn't look good, I'll just go over it with the other yellow I used. I just need to do a couple little light highlighty spots. One of the nice things about the shades is that you can just kind of like hit the areas where it's not, and it looks like a good highlight. Put that camera right at like forehead height. Oh, look at that. Even with the thing, I still stick my fingers in it. Just a little bit here at the heel and sides. Just a tiny bit on the back here just to fix up the little blobs I put on there with too much immediate contrast. All right. Boots are nice. The pants I think are good. I think the shade darkened the pants enough, but let's do a little bit on his jacket. I still have a little wet blob here, so hopefully it's thinned up, that it's not gonna like coat everything. Hey Pancakes, buddy, you being a baby? Yeah, you are? Wow. How embarrassing. I never would have admitted that if I was a baby. Hey, buddy. Just created a paint that is just right. Just thin enough to go on right. Perfect. Oh, he's just sitting. He's in the tent, hun. He's being a whiny asshole. He does that the best. He woke us up crying and screaming the other night at like 3 in the morning. It was just because he was lonely. It's like, buddy, we were in bed. You left the room. We were all in bed. You butthole. But that's what he does. He gets up, he wakes up, he screams. I'm gonna use the same color to lighten the beard too. I think that works, but it's kind of hard to tell sometimes with the brush. Yeah, it looks like it's working. Some long brush strokes to just kind of drag it the lengthwise across. That way it only hits the raised parts. Sometimes it almost feels like it doesn't work. Like the paint was almost too dry, but at the same time, like, I don't know. There we go. That's a little better. You gotta dilute it just enough that it comes off the brush, but not enough that it's gonna flow off the brush and fill in every crack. Yeah, that works. That lined up through pretty nice. Right. Boots, pants, belt, tunic. Let's get a little bit of that storm host on the belt buckle. He's basically the if you give a mouse a cookie version of a cat. Teeny brush, teeny tiny brush. I think we've got the hat, the feather, his face, and his jacket left. All right, the base is almost dried. Once the base dries, that'll be like the next thing I hit. We'll do the hat first, which I'm just going to do again with the Tuscarora fur, just because now that it's got the Carbo Crimson over it, it's dark enough that it's going to look fine. I think I'll highlight the feather with, what's that, Mephiston red. Let's just do another Tuscarora fur over the hat. No, let's do his face. Let's do his face first. Kislev flesh for the face. Alright, Kislev flesh for the face and hands. I think this is another one I diluted a lot. Maybe not. more than I needed, but let me dump that nearby to get it wet enough to be pliable. Thought the paint flusher wasn't going to stop for a second there. It started going and just kind of going and going. It's like, oh no. Please don't flood my computer and kill it. Just kidding. The computer would be fine. It's up high. It's all the other stuff that would be destroyed. Alright, that's kind of okay. It does kind of dilute everything a bit. So let's just get a little on the back of his hand. I swear these colors never really mix well for any kind of Caucasian flesh tones. They're always like kind of yellow or kind of red or too white, and when they're too white they almost look greenish. Let's do his face. Let's start with his nose. He's a decently sculpted, defined nose. There's his cheeks. Oh, I should have done his cheeks kind of rosy colored. I might be able to go over that. Get that angle right so we can take a look at it. Whoops, I splorped it right on his mouth. It almost looks like clown makeup. All right, let me get just a little bit more of the Raglan flesh shade just to fix the mouth. Yeah, all right, that's good. That's good. I had to hold him real close to fix that. All right. Tuscarora for his hat. This is one of the thicker paints. The paints that got thickened with time, so there's a blob with a bit of water in it. Longer brush that's got the thin tip. Let's go with this one. All right. The brim of the hat. And the top of the hat. I'll leave the part that I don't know what you'd call. I don't know the name of that part of the hat. Not the brim, but whatever is wrapped around it. Like, you know the stripe a top hat has? Whatever that is wrapped around this pointed hat of his. I'm going to leave darker. I'm not going to highlight it. I think it'll just help it stand out a little bit from the rest of the hat. Hat's good. Piston red for the feather. This one's going to be a pain because it's so textured. I want to, like, I get it, but I don't want to, like, completely blot out the texture. Boom. Let me move some of these because I'm good with some of them. Alright. Let's do the real small brush. No, let's do the... It's kind of tough. Ooh, yeah, that like, the detail on it is fine enough that, like, if I were to go through and pick it out, I could, but it would take forever. I might just hit it with just another bit of the crimson. Yeah, that might be the best option for this. Yeah, it was kind of a... It's not like an easy texture to get the scale. That's all right. Here's one spot I want to touch up with the blue ink, blue wash. It's just this one spot right here on the front of his jacket. It, like, dried and left a little rim. Oh, there it is. Lost a brush. Found a brush. That kind of works. Alright, I'll just do that side later. Do that side second. Yeah, I gotta darken up a few of these streaks. Some of them are good. All right. Before I use that blue again, do I have a slightly lighter shade? All right, so that's the Calidor sky. Lothring's too light. Wait, that's Lothring. What's this one? Hoeth. That's also too light. Well, it's not like I'm doing a bunch of this guy. Let's do... Let's mix a little Lothern and Calidor together on the palette to try and make a slightly lighter Calidor. Oops, whoops, whoops. There's a glob, and it's fallen, and I smacked the camera again. It's like 2.5. It's like a brush tip and a half. Just a little bit of Lothern. It's not like I have a whole army of Tom Bombadils to paint up and keep consistent, so... That seems light enough. Yeah, you can kind of see the original right there. That works. This is plenty. We gotta swirl together, so I don't have any streaks in it, but... Alright, that works. Just light enough for highlights. And for that, I want to use longer brush. It's just a little bit thinner, so you can get finer points when you're highlighting. Right. This is actually maybe a little too light. Whoops. Whatever. Oh man, this is definitely going to be like a coat again with the wash, I think in a few spots. Oh gosh, before we do this, I forgot to do Agrex Earthshade wash in the base. Because I need time for that to dry. So. That's going to turn this from like a yellowy sand to a nice regular dirt. Give that plenty of time to dry, I hope. All right, let's go back with the highlighting. I think I might have The Adventures of Tom Bombadil. I have a lot of Tolkien that I haven't read yet. You know how it is. You're at a bookstore, you think, oh, I'll have time to read that soon, and then you don't. A little bit more of the, yeah, it looks like there was a little more of the lotr blue on this edge of the blob. All right, let's start getting the other side of the jacket. sleeve. Oh shit, got the feather. That about covers the jacket. I'm gonna combine these two little pieces here. Shading's getting a little weird on that side, but this is right here, a little behind the sleeve. All right. Just get that little bit of the feather again that I hit with the blue. Do I want to do that? Yeah, maybe I will do that band on his hat, different color. Do it the skin tone, whatever it was, Ungor flesh, whatever I used for his face, and I'm just going to hit it with a Agrax wash. When are you snacking? Lovely.
I keep seeing it on my TikTok, and I'm like, you know what?
That's a Friday night kind of movie.
Today or yesterday, wasn't it? Or Remembrance Day?
I don't know. Agrax. All right, that makes the hat stand out a little better. All right, so yeah, where's my magnifying glass? So Tom himself is done. These colors are a little The light are a little brighter, but there's Tom. He's done, but let's work on his base a bit. So the agrax I put on the base is almost dry, but I was gonna... That stuff's gotta be really dry to put any static grass on it without it just sticking to anything. Let me dig around in my box, because I was gonna make his base really bushy and flowery, so let's see what I got. These are all kind of dead dry grasses. That's a big bush. Those are taller tufts, but I think they're gonna be... I think these might be too tall. Oh my god. Yeah, okay, that's a little more height-wise, and some flowers. I've got some other little bushes. Let's do jungle tuft. Ooh, meadow flowers. And swamp tuft. I want it to look real bushy and full of life. So the glue I had stuck to my old palettes, so I just have this little cup of tinfoil I use constantly for gluing bushes and stuff. Let's start with flowers. Let's do the flowers on there first. These will stick on their own, but because of the wet stuff, the wet wash, that they'll probably won't stick that great. Let's put the first flower here. I'll just hold my brush in my teeth while I go. Small tuft. And we'll do another one. Another yellow flower. Let's do it back here. We'll go for yellow flowers. I don't want to completely load his base up. I want him to be walking on like a path. But if that path is kind of overgrown, I think that look great. Package. These are all kinds of oblong shapes, so let's do just a small one. This one. More creepers, hun.
I don't see anything. Ah, there's one.
All right. Let's do one of the shrubs. Where do I want to put the shrub? I'll put the shrub on a small one and put that behind the flower. Dropping everything. Dropping everything. All right. This one looks real small. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. Whiny baby. All right. That one doesn't look that small. That may have been the smallest one on here. This one looks okay. No, I'll just do regular grass for the rest of these. Where'd that swamp go? There, blue dark green. All right. Right, and another little bit right here. Really try and complete that grassy field look. All right, so this last piece. You can still see his boots are yellow. I'm gonna brush up, and here we go. Get some of these out of the way first. Flower bits away. All right. So here we go. Tom Bombadil is finished. There we go. Good old jolly Tom Bombadil. He's got to do the rim of the base, but that's it. Coat, yellow boots. Rotund jolly nose. Awesome. All right. I think for next week's painting stream, I've got Goldberry ready to go. Her base is going to be more complex when I finish it, though, so I'm not going to be able to finish hers entirely on stream, because I'm waiting on these silicone molds so that I can pour resin around the base, and I'll make her sanding in some water with like some lily pads and stuff on it. Just trim this little clip off. Sprue bits, there we go. That'd probably screw up the resin seal. All right, I got my brushes and everything cleaned up. Got to do that last little rim of the base, but we are all set for the night. All right. If you popped in, thanks for joining me. Glad to have guests on the stream. Yeah, I think Fridays will be a good weekly paint stream time. So going forward, I think we'll stick with that. But I'm also probably, when I get chances during the week, I'll also, that's when I'll stream like other games and stuff. But if you tuned in, thanks for showing up, and hope you have a good weekend, and I will see you later. Have a good one.